not someone who I'd associate with taking his own life. I could never imagine somebody like a Sushant Singh Rajput doing this, and that's why I say we really have to revisit about, we really have to revisit what's going on in the film industry in terms of how many stars have spoken about depression. From Deepika Padukone to Shah Rukh Khan to everyone. It doesn't matter whether you are a newcomer, a rookie, you've just entered the industry. It doesn't matter what position you are in. This is a serious problem. It is a serious problem which is now taking lives. And if we don't do anything about it, if we don't address the issue, we don't come clean, we don't talk about it, I don't know what's going to happen, especially in these testing times when the pandemic has just got everybody locked in their own homes and in their own heads.
Absolutely. And just to tell our viewers as well, a young person committing suicide always is a national loss, and probably collectively the entire nation now needs to come together and focus more on suicide prevention and bring in some national suicide prevention policy as well. But coming back to this story, Sushant, you knew him very well. He was somebody who was full of life. You can even tell that from the kind of work he does. Just take a look at the file visuals we're playing of you interviewing him right there at Bandra. How do you remember Sushant Singh Rajput?
Well, a guy, as I said, a very energetic guy, always. I could never imagine that, he would do this. Somebody who studied here in Delhi, did his engineering here, had dreams, left it all, left a cushy, as you say, white-collar job, to go to Mumbai to follow his dreams, became an actor, immensely successful in television, crosses over to films, immensely successful again in movies. He's linked up to some actresses, a lot written about him. Goes on from there to do MS Dhoni, the biopic is immensely successful. And Dhoni, the cricket captain, legendary player, he also selects Sushant Singh Rajput. They are very, very close. So, you have that bond over there. Goes on from there, films do not work. Certain films did not work. But then he had, as I said, again, a huge hit in Chichore. Some films are under the pipeline. He's been working. He shares a lot on social media. Actually, did not do many interviews, but shared a lot on social media, really poured his heart out. He used to write poems, write his dreams, shared every little move that he made, everything that he desired was out on social media. A lot of people also spoke about, why does Sushant make these huge lists and then share it with his fans? Because he was that inspirational figure for me and everybody else. That guy was a fitness freak, very, very strong, physically very strong, mentally seemed very, very strong, had done it all at such a young age. So, for all the time that I spent with him, he seemed immensely laid back, relaxed, easygoing, positive. It's just incredible what has happened, and it's truly sad.
Can you also shed some light, Sushant, as we're remembering him now very fondly, and you knew him very well as well, on how his formative years earlier when he entered Bollywood were really like, what his journey was, all the way to stardom, to becoming such a big star that he was. It's a shock still, and coming around, and this whole news really does not sink in for many of the fans as well. But it'll be nice to remember his journey into stardom and how that really happened as well. Of course, not to take away from the fact that he was one of the finest actors of Bollywood.
Of course, as I said, engineer and top-class engineer, mind you, goes to Mumbai to follow his dreams, starts off in television, gets some bits roles, and then becomes this huge television star. Big guy on TV. Everybody is in love with Sushant Singh Rajput. Performs really, really well. Becomes a huge draw as far as television is concerned, as far as the small screen is concerned. And then when he finally makes the crossover move to cinema, does Kai Poche, and everybody starts looking at Sushant Singh Rajput as yet another actor who's trying to be a film star from a TV star. But Sushant's case is very different, you see, and that's why again and again, I can't stress enough how sad this is, because he was one guy who proved everyone wrong repeatedly. You write Sushant Singh Rajput off, you take him rightly, he used to come back and deliver a hit, a huge hit, and he used to capture the imagination of the nation.